This video is going to walk you through the independent novel project for Trimester 3. To pick your independent novel, Mrs. Borkerding will be offering a number of titles for you to check out, much like you would a library book. These will be shared in the classroom. You'll be able to pick them right there in class and get them checked out so that you can start reading. Then for the actual project, which you will complete when you're done with your novel, the information is on Schoology, but you'll also be receiving a paper project to complete. Let's start with the letter that will get sent home. This reminds us that being a skilled reader is very important for being successful at school and in the everyday world. And the best way to become a skilled reader is to keep reading. So you're going to read one independent novel of your choice and then complete the summative project to go with it this trimester. Again, you're going to be picking from a number of titles, and then we'll check out the book to you, much like a library book. This project that we're doing for trimester 3 is a book cube or a cube display. It's going to have you analyze your novel and then showcase the information about it. I will provide the project in a paper packet. You are then encouraged to read and work on the project on your Fridays. And remember, you often have reading time and advisory every week. The project must be turned in by Thursday, May 6th. So it is due about a month before the end of the school year. The project is summative, so it needs to be detailed and accurate, and it cannot be redone or resubmitted for a higher score. So make sure you ask for help and clarification before the due date. You can begin your project as soon as you have your novel and have started reading. Now, this is the folder for the independent novel. The letter you were just shown is available right here. And although you will receive a paper copy of the project from Ms. Borkerding, it's also available in the folder so that you could print it off at home if you needed to. Your final product will look like this. These are the book cubes. They are literally cubes that display information about your novel. This is the packet that you will receive in class. So as you read your independent novel, you're going to complete the 6 panels that create the cube. And if you mess up and need extra panels, Mrs. Borkerding will have extra. Make sure that each panel has the required information and images, and make it look nice and colorful as they will be displayed. Now, you will turn in the whole packet when you're done. You will not assemble it until after it has been graded. There's also a section where you will agree that you have read the book and that you used your own knowledge and did not cheat to get the information, as in you did not look for your information from the internet or something called Sparks or Cliff's Notes. Basically, you did not plagiarize. So please sign off on this and have a parent or guardian sign off as well, just to make sure that this is an honestly done project. Remember, you do not assemble the project right away. You first need to turn in the packet to be graded. After I grade the project, I will give this back to you so that we can assemble them together. If you mess up a panel and need a new copy, just talk to Mrs. Borkerding. This is what the panels look like. You'll need to complete 6 of these, and each panel has a certain amount of information that needs to be in the square. This first panel has book information. So inside this square, you will need to include the book title, correctly capitalized. You'll need to include the author of your book. You need to add some kind of original visual that represents your novel, so there should be a picture element that you add. It should have color on it, and it should also include your name somewhere on this panel. So all of the information goes in the box, and then to help your project look nice, you color these outer edges. Then you scroll to the next panel. This is panel number 2. And this panel is going to include a conflict summary. You will write a single paragraph about the conflict of the novel. In that paragraph, answer these questions. What is the main conflict? What caused it? And how was it solved? Your paragraph should be 4 to 8 sentences, and you will need to edit it for spelling, capitalization, punctuation, etc., as it will be partially graded on grammar. On panel number 3, you will focus on the setting. So on this panel, you will include the main location of your novel. You will include the time frame that that novel took place in, and you will add some kind of colored visual. Maybe it's a map or just a drawing of the location that you named. Do notice it needs to be colored. Panel number 4 is for characters. Notice that there's room for the protagonist. This would be who the main character is, whoever the story focuses on the most. And then there's room for the antagonist. This is who or what is causing the problem for our main character. Most of your books will only have one protagonist and one antagonist. Some of the books might have more than one. Once you've named them, you also need to include colored visuals of those characters. So draw a picture of what you think those characters would look like. On panel number 5, we're going to focus on vocabulary words. So I'm going to ask you to find 2 new or challenging vocabulary words. Maybe they're words that you think would be challenging to readers, even if they might not be to yourself, and record them on here. Record the page numbers that you found them on in your book, and then please look up and share the dictionary definition of those words. And you can go to dictionary.com to find the definitions. Please know that you need to edit this panel for spelling, capitalization, and punctuation, as the panel will be partially graded on grammar. And the final panel in your book cube is the book review panel. You're going to tell me if you recommend this book or not. You're going to tell me why or why not. And you're going to give me a specific example of one thing that you did like about the book. So one positive part. Then tell me how many stars you would give it out of the 5 stars. I will be editing this panel, or I will be grading this panel for spelling and capitalization as well, so make sure you edit your writing. Now the last page of your packet is going to have the grading rubric. This is what I will use to grade your project once it's turned in. So if you're curious on how to get maximum points, you can look at the rubric and see what I am going to expect. This is a summative project, so make sure you're putting effort into it, make sure it is accurate, and make sure you're editing all the writing parts for spelling, capitalization, and punctuation. If you have any questions about this, obviously you can talk to Ms. Borkerding, send an email, or even send a Schoology message. Once I have graded the projects, I will return the packets to you, and we will assemble them so that they look like these finished book cubes, and we can display them if you'd like. If you have any questions, again, talk to Ms. Borkerding.